Hello and welcome to this very short gentle yoga or chair yoga with a little bit of standing for falls prevention that you can do at home. So I've created this video so very similar to what we do in our gentle yoga class anyway, but if we've got our 2-week break or you fancy doing something at home, then this is a really nice one to follow along with. All you really need is something supportive under your chair. If you're on a carpet, then it should be okay, but if you're on a wooden floor, you might want to just put something under there, whether it's a rug or a yoga mat, something that's not going to slip if your chair does slip backwards. And just a chair, a nice supportive chair where you can sit up nice and tall. And if your feet don't quite reach the floor, then just put a block or a cushion or something underneath, just so you can have the soles of your feet flat to the floor. So when you're ready, we will begin. So we're going to come to sit into our chair, feet hip distance apart. So when you look down, you can see your big toes. So you haven't got the knees drawing in or out to the side, haven't got the feet coming out. So feel nice and supported here through the legs, through the hips. Depending on what your chair is like, you might need to move a little bit away from the back of the chair just so you can find a nice lift through the spine. And then your hands are going to rest wherever feels comfortable for the shoulders, so on your knees or in your lap. And just take a moment to settle here. Relax the shoulders. We're going to slightly tuck the chin so we're not looking forwards. We've got a slight diagonal gaze, and you might close the eyes here or just find that soft gaze. And we're just going to take 3 big deep breaths here. So we're going to take a nice deep breath in through the nose and sighing it out through the mouth. And then again, deep breath in, big breath out, and a final one. So deep breath in, long breath out. And if you've got the eyes closed, just gently opening them once again. So we're just going to turn the head from side to side. Keep the shoulders nice and still, just making a nice no movement here. So just starting to stretch into the neck. And we can check in if we feel a little bit tight, maybe we've slept a little bit funny, or we've got any issues in the neck. Just don't turn the head quite as far. This might feel quite a nice stretch. Feel free to take a pause on one side if you feel like we just need a little bit of a stretch. So coming back to the center when you're ready, same thing, slightly lift the chin and then chin down to the chest. So breathing in, lift the chin, breathing out, chin to chest. So we're going to do 2 more. Then as your chin comes to your chest, just take the gaze back forwards. So we're going to bring the hands onto the shoulders and we're going to take some shoulder rolls here. So inhale to reach arms up, exhale to take them behind. So we're just starting to open up into the shoulders, into the chest. This is really nice that you can do throughout the day, particularly if you're doing a lot of sitting or you're sat at a desk or in a car. Just opens up the shoulders, going the opposite way now. So it opens up the shoulders, opens up into the back as well, so it gets all those muscles working. And then bringing the elbows to that shoulder height as you breathe out, you're going to twist to the left, inhale, center, twist to the right, inhale, center. So because we're not using the hands to pull ourselves in this twist, it's just the back. So keep it really gentle. Again, if we've got any issues in the back, we just come a short way, maybe just looking to a diagonal, so like to the corner of the room. Or if we feel okay, we can start to look around to the side, maybe even a little look behind us. And then come back to the center. So we're going to release the hands, just give the shoulders a little wiggle out. So keeping that right hand down, we're going to bring the left arm up and over. So we're going to inhale to reach the arm up, exhale to take it round behind. So again, if this is uncomfortable in the shoulder, it feels a bit much, just come back to those shoulder rolls once again here. But if we feel okay, we might even follow the hand with those circles. So one more circle, and then I'm going to reach the arm up, coming into a side bend. So hold on to your chair here, and then just take a little tip to the side. So you can keep looking forwards or slightly turn the head towards the arm. Then coming back up, hand comes down, so swapping over. So arm going round again, we can just keep the gaze forwards or following the hand as it goes round. Breathing in, reach up, breathe out to come down. So one last one, so reach the arm up and then coming into that side bend. So again, looking forwards or look underneath the arm. Take a nice big deep breath here. And then coming all the way back up. So we're going to move a little bit away from the back of our chair, hands coming onto the knees. As you inhale, lift the chest, exhale, round into the back. So if you feel the back pressing into your chair, you might need to come a little bit further forward. So everybody's chair is going to be different here. So you want to feel a nice rounding into the back, so you feel that nice movement through the whole of the spine, and in and out. You can lift the chin, tuck the chin to the chest. So we're going to take one more here, lift up, exhale, curling in, and then coming back to your nice long spine once again. So staying a little bit away from the back of the chair, or if you need that extra support, just bring yourself to sit comfortably back in. And all we're going to do here is resting the hands by your side or on your knees. You're just going to take a lift through that left leg. So lifting up, exhale to come down. So just going to take a few on that side, breathing in to lift up, breathe out to come down. So the leg doesn't have to go completely straight. So if you've got any issues in the leg, you're going to just go short way and then come back down. Or if we feel okay, we're going to reach all the way up and all the way back down. So you'll feel all the muscles along the tops of the thighs working here. So into the quads, that nice big lift. So we're going to do one more on this side, and then we're going to come to the other side. So same thing, sit nice and tall. We breathe in, lift the foot, breathe out, bring it back down. And in our class that we do on a Tuesday, we have been working on maybe just having the foot hovering off the mat. So rather than dropping the foot all the way down, we can work on keeping a little bit of a lift in the foot, so that we're still activating that muscle. It's still having to keep the foot lifted even as the foot drops down, helping to build that little bit more strength. So just a kind of a progression as you go through, as you get more confident and stronger in the leg. So last one on this side, gently coming down. So from here, we're just going to do a little bit of a march out before we come to stand. So we're going to raise the opposite leg to the arm. So it's either a reach all the way up or just to shoulder height, depending on what's going on in your shoulder. So you're going to lift the opposite knee, come back down. So it's like a big march, like an exaggerated march. And what we're doing here is we're opening up into the shoulder, but we're also starting to work into the hip. You can miss out either the arm or the leg, depending on, again, what's going on in your body. So we've all got something going on that we need to be looking after. So don't feel you have to do all of the moves. So one more over to each side. That little bit of cross brain movements, and then coming back down. So from here is where we're going to bring ourselves up to standing. So most of us already know how to come up, but if you're watching this as you're not quite sure, we're going to bring ourselves towards the edge of our chair. You want to press the soles of the feet down, maybe feet a little bit closer so you can press into the feet to bring yourself up. You're either going to hold onto the side of the chair, onto your legs, or maybe arms by your sides. Again, we're starting holding on, then we might have that little push off And our final stage is that arms by our side. So we're going to take a little lean forwards, so feet underneath the knees and ankles. We push through and we rise up to stand. We then gently bend the knees and come back down again. So we're going to just take a few more here. So inhale, coming up, exhale, coming down. And we want to be lowering really gently here, so we're not causing any damage in our coccyx or in our tailbone. Coming to sit back down on that breath out. I'm going to do one more sit down, or you can stay standing. Last one, stay standing from here. So from here, we're going to bring our chair to the top of our mat, or we might have it to the side. So again, if you come to class, you'll know what feels good and what doesn't. So we're going to start by moving away from the back of the mat here. We're going to bring our arms by our sides, and as we inhale, we're going to sweep the arms up overhead. Sorry, I realise you can't see me. So we're going to sweep the arms up, palms come together, and then exhale to the heart center. So we're going to inhale to reach up. Obviously you're doing this standing, I'm just kneeling so you can see what I'm doing. So one more time, inhale and exhale, hands to the heart center. So we're going to bring ourselves towards our chair if you need that for support. So we're going to come up and down on our tiptoes. So holding onto the chair, take the gaze forwards. As you inhale, we're going to lift the heels, hold for 3 seconds, and then gently come back down. So inhale, rise up, exhale to come down. So maybe as you're doing this, you might take one hand off, and you've just got the one hand holding on, or you might feel comfortable to take 2 hands off, so not using the chair. So follow the breath here, breathing to lift, breathing out to lower. So we're going to take 2 more. Final one. So next, from here, we're going to do our toe lifts, so leaning back into the heels. So same thing, so just be mindful that you're not going to pull the chair back. This is where our rug or our mat comes in handy for our chair. So all we do from here is we take a slight lean back, the toes lift. We don't have to lift completely all the way, so we come unsteady. It's just toe lift and back down. So inhale and exhale. So you'll feel this a lot more in the ankles and in the tops of the feet. So we'll do 2 more here. So this is just transferring the weight more into the hips, into the heels, and then coming back down. So maybe just give the feet a little shake. So we're going to come into a one-legged balance now. So from here, again, you can hold on to your chair, or you might have arms by your side, depending on where you're working. But always use the chair if you need it. Don't feel like it makes you any worse or not as good as everyone else. So we use it there to stabilize the body, to build that strength, first of all, before we take the hands away. So we're going to either hold on the chair or arms by our sides. We're going to lean into the right foot and just start to lift that left foot behind you. It doesn't have to come super high, it's just a lift here. And just hold for about 10 seconds if we can. Obviously, if we need to rest before, we can do that. So just holding here. Then when you've got to 10, lower the foot and come to the next side. So when you're ready, take your time, get your balance and lift. And maybe one hand can come away or both hands. So again, that 10-second lift and then gently come down. So we're going to do 1 more to each side. So find that lift. Keep breathing here. Don't worry if you're wobbly, changes from day to day. Then swapping, final side. And gently come back down. So our final one here in our standing poses, just keeping it nice and short today. So we're going to hold on to the chair, so standing on the side, we're going to press down through the foot, and all we're going to do is raise the leg out. So inhale to draw out, exhale back in. So just take that movement in and out. Again, if we've got any issues in the hip, the movement's going to be really small. Coming out to the side, we're going to take a pause and then go again. But we want to try and have that really controlled. So if we're going too far out and we're dropping the foot, we're kind of defeating the object. It's that slow, controlled movement back in. So one more on this side. And then we're going to turn and go to the other side. So just simply turn around, same thing, lift and lower. Breathing in, take it out, breathe out to the side. So you're going to really feel this in the outer edge of your hip, maybe into the glutes as well. A great way to follow the breath with your movement, just helping to calm the body and the mind, as well as strengthening and stabilizing. So one more on this side, and then gently come back down. So giving ourselves a little wiggle out. So we're going to come to sit down onto our chairs now. So we're going to bring the chair back towards us, making sure we're nice and close towards the chair, feet hip distance apart, and then when you're ready, bend the knees, gently come back down to sit. We're going to come towards the back of our chair here, taking our arms by our sides, and as we inhale, reach the arms up, either stay at shoulder height and bring the arms in, or reach all the way overhead and exhale, heart center. So we're going to do two more. A deep breath in through the nose and a long breath out through the mouth. Final one, inhale and exhale. And I'm going to take the right hand onto the outside of the left knee. Left hand comes behind, and maybe it's going to rest on the back of your chair, or I've got a gap here, so it's just finding my lower back. Just turning to the side into that twist. Then as you inhale, come back to the center. Same thing, other side. So just taking the hand on the leg or outside of the leg, opposite hand comes behind, and we either look to the side or keep twisting, looking over our shoulder. Again, don't hold the breath. And then slowly come back to the center. So we're going to finish off here with a forward fold. So you're going to bring yourself onto your forearms. Feet are in front of you, so pressing down. And you might just stay here. So you might just tuck the chin, look towards the feet. Or if you feel okay, you're going to take your hand down. Maybe you've got your cushion or your book there. You're going to reach down, hopefully to find your block, mat or floor. So we want to, if we can, avoid just hanging out here. See if we can relax the shoulders, tuck the chin. So keep breathing, that's really important so we don't become dizzy here. And then we're going to bring the forearms on the thighs, we bring ourselves back up, just pause there. So slightly lifting, and then gently come all the way back up. So we're just going to take 2 minutes here just to breathe and relax. So we're going to come back to the back of the chair, feet resting down, hands again, right where we started. One on top of the other or on our thighs. Relax the shoulders and softly close the eyes. And you're just going to take a moment here just to allow the body to completely relax. So allowing the weight to drop into your chair. You're supported here. Feel the breath moving through the body. So that inhale has that feeling of we're creating space in the body, particularly through those stretches, through our breathing. And then as you breathe out, that feeling of softness in all the muscles and the joints. Sometimes if we've got an injury or an issue that we've got lingering in the body, we tighten around that area, so we end up with just that constant feeling of tension and soreness. So see if we can allow the body just to soften the muscles, even just for a little bit here. Sometimes we don't even realize that we're doing it. So one more big breath. And if you have time to stay a little bit longer, just moving with the breath, so really gently finding that inhale and exhale, then stay here just a little bit longer. But if not, just start to wiggle through the fingers and the toes. Maybe give a little wiggle of the shoulders or a turn of the head. And then tucking the chin down to the chest, bowing the head and softly opening the eyes to gaze towards your legs. Adjusting to the light as you open your eyes. And then gently raising your gaze once again. So finishing off with one last breath together. So arms by your side, inhale, big reach up, palms together, exhale to the heart center. So thank you for joining me for this practice today. I hope you've enjoyed it, and feel free to come back to this anytime, several times a week, or just when you can, just so we can keep that strength and mobility going in the body. Thanks very much. See you soon. Bye bye.